Welcome back, fellow armchair generals. This is Gamer 1745 here with my continuing playthrough of Hearts of Iron 4 with Black Ice 8.6. Okay, got all that out of the way. Still very much in this preparatory phase. Getting ready for the big push. Wondering if I've got enough units in the right spots, that kind of thing. And here these guys are. Okay, well, let's just walk through them, I think. They're not in the greatest order. There we go. We're going to overstuff briefly, at least, in Greece. Yeah. We'll take that back up to Europe. Okay, they're counterattacking, trying to break out. Which means, let's see, how are you doing for organization? Not so well. I don't know that you're doing so well, you're doing a little better. Agriculture advantage, great. It'll help with the manpower. So, where is it there? Agricultural, 15%. Alright, check. Now, will that has to be a different one. I don't know. Okay, whatever. I'm sure it's there somewhere. What just... Oh, wow, 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 wow. Look at all that stuff just got completed. No wonder 150 ICs, and we've got lots of stuff here. Okay. Now we are really seriously manpower problem. Manpower, manpower, manpower. Oh, I keep doing that. I keep doing that. I don't know why I keep doing that. Okay, well, these are going into the Mediterranean. After trying to get those other things, should have just done this. Oh, well. Yes. Everybody in together. There we go. Now these guys here, let's drop them to Berlin, where we can fly supplies if we want straight out of Berlin. Yeah, let's put him down here. There you are. Oh no, I didn't want to do that. I just wanted to come here and do this. Skill. I think we're going to leave him there. It's a pretty decent division. Well, let's place that and that. No, let's just be We want the escort. Let's get a blockade runner. There we go. And let's put him here. Okay, so let them get organized up now. Mostly because of the manpower situation, because I could jump in a huge number of infantry divisions. It would be really nice and really useful. I think I'm going to, let's see, let's modify this by notice it goes from 26 here ICs, and we got fairly decently good units to adding the heavy armor 42, and we're going from 9.55 manpower to 11, so 1.5. That's negligible for the manpower use, and it really does slow the unit up, but it makes it a very, very heavy hitting unit. So a couple of those, well, since we're going to do this thing, some point you just might as well spend it and do it right. Go with that. Now, armored engineers we haven't built yet. They would be nice, but, well, so let's go for 2 of those. That takes up a lot of our slack there. Now, still counting that. Now, what we haven't been building in a long, long time are any bombers. They take up manpower, but a whole lot less. Now we have lots of bombers. Oh, we don't want gliders, we want light bombers. Yeah, that's better. I'm definitely going to try to use them better this game. I did in the last one. Normally don't use too many heavy bombers. I got 3, but that's... yeah, just a little too expensive for my taste. Just to build one as a backup to the one we've got going. Okay, this is because once we get in there, we're going to need replacement manpower for a lot loss. Now, I think there will be some... oh, we still have... well, we need to adjust these here. And we still need to put in a few more because I don't even want these things. And they're going to soak in the manpower, and I don't really... I think I'm going to go to 0 right now. I think I am. But I don't want to stop any of the stuff that's already in production. And yeah, so got a few more ship replacement types. Let's do a couple of submarines. Not terribly light manpower intensive, but and even though of course we are building I am obviously doing some ship building, but we're not doing a lot because we're coming up to face, I mean, some stuff is still ending here, to face the Soviet invasion, and we've got, I think, shipping, especially if I can get my stuff that's stuck out on the African coast around, would be very useful. So enough to deal with the Soviets and the air power. A lot of these guys will take a while to get out there, but that's alright. So yeah, just the one. Oh, agriculture. We gotta stop agriculture. Industry, right? No, national. Is it? Yeah. Construction. Okay, yeah. So, I'm going to, yeah, I want the industry. But we're gonna slow down on excuse me, things that take manpower. Like that air defense thing, we're not going to do that. Well, we'll do that later. Okay, and they're here. So what we're going to do here is load up you, and load up you. And we're going to come down here and rebase. Okay, so you guys can move forward, move forward. They're almost there. So once they're there, then we can see about attacking again. Okay, deploy the 702 Infantry Division. It was formed in April 41 as part of the 15th Wella Wave. It was transferred to Norway in May 41, where it served the rest of the war on coastal defense, security, and air raid protection duties. It was converted from a static division to a field division in April 45. Okay. Manpower, yeah, but we're getting a unit for it, but still a little painful right now. Did it better be not in the production cubes? I would Not like that. Yeah, there it is. Okay, so right now it's a static division, meaning it doesn't get to move really. I knew some of these guys were coming. That means we don't need this here. Where is my naval group? Here. Stop. Come and pick these guys up. Japan. Give them money for rare materials. No. Exchange ICs for resources. Not worth it. 10th flotilla. Okay. Yep. More manpower. Not much this time, but a bunch more stuff coming available very shortly. Okay, well, we're back to very high popularity again. Good. We'll get some more. Germany provides instructors and equipment to Romania to bolster the organization of the Romanian army during the winter 41-42. The OKW again assigns the Deutsches Heeres mission to Romania to continue retraining the Romanian army units as promised to the Romanian leader Marshal Antonescu during his meeting with Hitler in February 1942. The OKW made up a large quantity of military equipment available to those elements of the Romanian army which were earmarked for participation in Operation Blue. That's the thing that ends up being Stalingrad catastrophe in the southern sector of the Eastern Front. Okay, I used that same picture for a similar event, but mine was because that's a Romanian soldier, that's a Romanian soldier, that's a Romanian soldier, that's a German, and that's a German, and that's a German soldier. For mine dealing with the stuff going on in early 41 before the Heeres mission there, but use the same picture. Yeah, mine looks different though. It has, waiting for that damn motorcycle to go by, has a German Army eagle added, and I overlaid the Romanian flag and then made it sort of transparent. So you'll see that when the Third Reich events comes out for Black Ice, or not for Hearts of Iron 4. Okay, lose supplies. Romania gains a bunch of techs. Okay, those 200s should probably bump them up considerably and improve relations. Good. What are we supposedly going to run out of supplies? That's because of the stupid supply stuff. Well, mentioning that and seeing that, what we're going to do here is, because we have all this... No. We're going to bump this up considerably. Do that and that. Not that I don't want all this stuff as fast as possible. I do, and it's going to take time. Part of that was just padding it so once we do it I don't have to, every little bit go back. Well, do I want another sub or do I want another aircraft, or just get it done? Sort of how I play it when I play it for myself. Okay, well, you guys are organizing yourselves up. Okay, we won down here. We won there. Okay. You can stop attacking so that you can get better organized. And now that you're here, okay. This is We just got 2 units here, so what's the terrain like here? Okay, just the forest type. Normal is going to support your attack on the Belgian capital. Elizabethville, right? Yeah. Oh, and we're up here too. Okay. You're going to go in. No, we're going to send you in first. I want you in charge of the battle as much as possible. Let's attach you to... nowhere close. Never mind then. Now you just support the attack. I want you still occupying... No. Support. Because if these guys were to try to attack later on, I want the militia to still be there, along with the headquarters. There we go. That might be enough to take that. Sort of looks like it should be, but can you ground attack? Okay, deploy coastal defense artillery to the Norwegian ports. More manpower, but yeah. So, what exactly did that get me for my manpower? Okay, well, quite a lot actually. Wow, lots of heavy artillery here. They're going to need some sort of commanders and... Oh wow, they're really... this is lavish. All that medium artillery. That should be immediately stolen. Medium artillery. Leave the heavy artillery. The heavy artillery moves slow. It's good. It's very good actually, but I'm going to steal all of that away from these guys. Take that medium artillery and give it to units moving east. That would improve a bunch of units from regular artillery to medium artillery. I may even be nice and send them back there. But I'm going to do that off camera. I think I have time for it. Pick up most of it with ships. Can we put artillery out here? Yeah, that's stupid. Okay, still not gotten Bulgaria in. Just don't want all these things down here is my biggest complaint. Okay. Well, no manpower. Yep, metal, supplies. Supplies are the most hurtful things at the moment, but yeah. That's why we're overproducing supplies again, yay. And so, there units. Okay, you... oh, you're the sub-units. Repaired. Okay, that's good. Come out here and passively patrol. You're doing good out here. 1, 1, or no, 2, 1, 1, but still. Lots of stuff being sunk. More stuff being sunk all over the place. I like that. You get on board. You get on board. And we're going to go down to here. Yes, you may have the energy, Bishi friends. Okay, we're getting some more naval air units. Not yet at this moment sure where I want to send them. So let's put them down here. What we're going to do is escort them with these guys. We're going to attach them. So I've lost units in the past, and then damn, I really really wished I knew that I had those, whatever those air units, fighters or something. I realized I've had 6 fighters sitting over here, or 6 bombers or something. Yeah, I should just go down to the bottom. There we go. By doing this, if I lose, see, I can come here and go, oh, no orders for these guys. Okay, so these guys got beat up or something. Attacking somebody, naval striking. Let's do it passively, because that. I know I sent them on missions before. These guys also, I think, got chewed up a bit. There we go. It's a good zone to be striking in, and these guys down here. Oh, they should be out here, striking all over the place, making it hazardous for the Navy. And again, they very likely were, just we have the flying boat to add to them in a bit. A better observation. Ah, small arms of advance. That may have been via an event or something, I think. Okay, so 44. So we got that. That opens up assault rifles, so we're doing that now. And now, since it's just a little bit of bonus, and that's what I, again, not consciously knew it was going to be this number of days. Obviously, I could have added up my stuff, but it was going to give a little bonus to Germany over other nations, because they did develop the assault rifle. They developed the classic assault rifle, and were the first. Well, slightly before Germany, you do have the M1 carbine, and I've talked to a few people about that, and I sort of kind of agree that the M1 carbine is also an assault rifle. It's an intermediate cartridge. Now, it's not a Spitzer bullet, and it's not a neck down cartridge. It's sort of a straight cartridge, but it's, if you will, an elongated pistol cartridge. So it's an intermediate cartridge. It's neither it's neither a pistol nor a. Oh, we have a battle going right out here. Let's see what's going on here. It's neither a pistol nor a. See, that's what attracted my fighters to come after their fighters and create a battle here. A big battle, big air battle. So it's neither a proper rifle or a proper pistol cartridge, the M1 carbine. And it's not really until the M2 carbine, which comes in just, I think, in 1945, though mostly you see them in Korea, which is a select fire, meaning full and semi-auto. And then also with the M2s, you really start seeing the 30-round magazine, though its standard is a 15-round magazine. So the M1 carbine, which predates U.S. entry into World War II, not exactly sure of when they started making the M1 in large numbers, but the design well predates the war. The M2 carbine is an assault rifle, so the U.S. has one. The Soviets don't get one until the AK-47/SKS. The SKS is sort of on that edge there, in that it's an intermediate cartridge, but it's semi-auto only, so it doesn't quite get in there, but it sort of kind of does. So And of course, Britain and Japan could develop such things. Britain wants to develop one post-war with its bullpup design, and it wants to do that bullpup design with a see, this is why these guys, and we're going to have them stop doing this once they get back. I think we're going to put our submarines here, though. They'll take the long way out and around. Okay, you're somewhat organized up. I know I'm shifting all my stuff away from here, or I have, and it's probably for the better. We also have forces over here to pick up too. Some good ones. The British wanted to do a assault rifle, a bullpup assault rifle. Basically, it was killed by the American insistence upon a proper rifle caliber NATO weapon. So their design couldn't quite adapt to that. And the original FNFAL was also going to be an intermediate cartridge weapon, but that got killed also by the U.S. insistence on the .308 rifle round. And basically, if you look at it, and I'm very familiar with the FNFAL. I got a bunch of them, and I do mean a bunch. It just the receiver frame can just barely deal with .308 caliber rifle and cartridge. It's Dodone Salve. He's the guy who designed the weapon. Is a protege of John Moses Browning, the famous arms designer. And John Browning was to figure out how strong you need it and then double that strength was sort of a basic mantra of his. I'm not saying every single thing falls within that category that he does, but most of it does. So it's more than strong enough and on things like this. You don't quite get that with the FN because the FN was being designed for an intermediate cartridge, sort of a rare cartridge. I forget the exact caliber. Got a box of them somewhere. A friend gave it to me years ago, what it was intended to be. And there's almost no guns that shoot it. Almost no, but a few do. This intermediate cartridge. But that was killed too, like I say, by the U.S. insistence on a NATO standard of a rifle cartridge. NATO did need a standard rifle cartridge. Absolutely, it needed one. And this is before the M16 was ever dreamt up. It's back in the 50s. It needed one. A battle rifle is a very good thing. I'm a very strong proponent of a battle rifle. I think they should have them as a option for the military. And if any large-scale military should have a battle rifle option. The U.S. standard battle rifle is the M14. They've been put back into production to deal with some needs. But you also need that cartridge for machine guns. Proper, not light assault machine guns, but proper machine guns like the M60, which sucked, or its replacement, the FNMAG. You need that cartridge. And the old Enfield, 303 Enfield, that is a rimmed cartridge, so it's need those banana-shaped magazines if you're going to do anything like that. So it's sort of an outdated old cartridge, so that doesn't work. The French 5.7 would have worked all right, but de Gaulle didn't really want to participate in NATO. And the old Lebel, God, that's even worse than that. The 8mm Lebel is even worse than the Enfield cartridge for the various problems and outdatedness. So much so that the French, just before starting World War II, the MAS 36 was the 7.5 millimeter cartridge. So they were realizing that, and before the war, were developing it. Now they chose to do a whole new bolt action gun in 7.5, and the American 30-06 was just too much cartridge, really. The bullet is heavier than the 308. It's the same diameter bullet. We got to say 308, got to say 30-06. Just they're all 30 caliber rounds. The M1 carbine is 30 caliber carbine. It's all 30 caliber carbine. But the 30-06, again, it's an 06. There was a 30-03 before it. They went through a stage before getting to the 30-06. So it went through, but it's not as old as some of the other ones. But so it's a little bit newer. But it goes back to the days of slower black powder thinking, and you need a large bullet going out there with a lot of propellant behind it. Well, higher and higher velocities show you don't quite need it. And the 308 is designed to be ballistically the same as the 30-06. It's a slightly lighter bullet. It's so it's basically a shorter bullet. It's also, like I say, 30 caliber. And so it could use less powder behind it to get the same basic. With a little bit longer bullet, you're going to hit things a little bit harder, but you're not really trying to punch through armor or anything. And so humans as targets, it does about the same. So it goes out there, has about the same firing arc, same performance out at most of the ranges. But by lightening the bullet, by requiring less powder behind it to get the same performance out of it, you've lightened the bullet itself. You've shrunk the cartridge, so you've lightened the cartridge, and obviously slightly, the powder is slightly the weight too. So you've made the same basic performance in a lighter package that you can carry more of. So that is, in my opinion, a wonderful cartridge. The 792 German, a great round, but again, it's more cartridge than you need. I know Hitler is fascinated by them. Again, I'm agreeing with the basic premise that you need a full caliber machine gun / battle rifle cartridge, but the 792 is just a little bit thicker, than the 762. And a little bit longer, and so all that is just extra weight that you don't need, that you can move down. So I think the 308 is the perfect battle rifle cartridge. I'm sure we can, if you got into some details and weeds, you might be able to make slightly better, but for what it is, I think it's the perfect. Just, you need a good intermediate cartridge as well. The US went with the M16, which was trying to make a high velocity or hyper velocity miniature battle rifle cartridge. It works. There's some good points to it. There's some bad points to it. Okay, battlefield commander recognition, good. Big thing I like there is reduced by 12 hours. And we're going to stop that. It's a 3-hour increment, so that reduces it down. 3 hours less wait in between time. Paramarine. Do the Marine just for the fun of it. Okay, we're going to use that. I think the other one is out here now. Did we assign it? No. Okay, which divisions? Not those. I had some out here, I forget. But I anticipated having... thought I had them out here. Here? Yeah, there's one of them. That needs... well, maybe I did have another one out here. Maybe I didn't need to build that one. Okay, that's good. We need that. Did we already, I guess... Well, that's not one of those divisions. Is it? Sorry, I know I'm talking to myself here. And not to you. No, that's not what I'm looking for. This guy has HQ. Maybe it's the 25th here? Yeah, okay, there it is. It's the 25th. That is... Because you can see here that just, if you're not an expert on this, notice it has no little whatever white symbol that's supposed to be for combined arms. Yeah, I know I could try to drop it right in, but it's just easier to drop it there. Do that. Now it has that little, a man in a tank or whatever that little symbol's supposed to be there. It has the combined arms bonus, so that is really nice. And now that's a really nice division there. Not armored motorized engineers, but it's still, you know, going to move pretty good. Have anti-aircraft. Why is the speed is the weather right now? And this is why we're not attacking in this season. We've won in Elizabethville. Great. Okay, we got you here, so let's look at the terrain. It's all mountainous. And you're almost there, so try to cut all of these guys that are slowly coming off here. Let's send you attacking there. Well, do we need to add? No, we don't need to add. Well, we'll do it. Okay. Stop attacking. Now, how is this battle doing? Fairly well, so we're gonna make sure we're not bombing that right now. Oh, we're not bombing that right now. Okay, good. Oh, we were bombing with that. Okay. Mobile unit command and control advance. Very nice. Down to a 41. Okay, I'm gonna go back and do this. No, we want to do that. That's more important. Rolling artillery barrages. We can get these two. These aren't super mega big, but they are nice in that they have rare materials in them that will be useful once we can no longer import from the Soviet Union. And then once I can get a base in a good location, meaning somewhere east in here, then I'll be able to I think trade with Japan through a more effective route. Oh, mentioning that, we need to look that up. What did just happen? Okay, mobile unit command and control. Oh, extreme terrain tactics. That's, I think, what we just got. Yep. Okay, and we're going to let this go. We're going to be fighting in some extreme terrain, I think. Let's take a look at Japan here. Go over to this. Well, they're doing fair there. Well, they pocketed that a little bit, but why aren't they crushing that? They're going somewhere with all that. Oh, they're doing very well down here. No, that's just a well, no, there's more than a transport unit there. That's the unit symbol. Okay, well, that's good. That's getting them, well, here. Bunch of rare materials. We can see it. They're going to get that. That'll be useful once we can trade with them without having to run the gauntlet of the British and Americans and whatever sinking that. Because if we can come out through here, and they're holding this, I think we'll risk the trade. Oh good, their invasion event here has happened too. Now this is via events. The AI isn't quite that smart or aggressive. Get the damn ports, guys, so you can supply yourself. Come on, get the damn ports. It may work out there. Well, they got that port. That's good. Still haven't gotten this port? Oh, come on, people. Then you can supply all those units. Up here. Okay, well, they're slowly invading the Philippines. Gradual invasion. Okay, they've defeated the British that was here. You remember they were breaking out and pushing out, probably because well, they had a bunch of units there, but probably I believe the Allies had a bunch of French and I think there was the Hong Kong command, and there was a bunch of garrison units. Those are probably units that I shattered doing air attacks or something on them, and because of their maybe Supreme Command was here or something, maybe I'm thinking they went there. I don't know. But they've taken that, so that's good. No lightning campaign into Burma, but they are taking Malaya, and I think this will work out for them. It looks like they're going to get that and get the ports. So we're just looking at trading with Japan once we can for more fuel and raw material needs. At least that's the plan. Well, I want to wait a few days here, then we'll end the episode. Oh, okay, that's sort of, well, wasn't waiting for going down with that. Okay. Rebuild okay. Okay, the FUG 202 Liechtenstein BC. The Liechtenstein radar was among the earliest airborne radars available to the Luftwaffe in World War II. And the first one utilized exclusively in the air interception role, developed by Telefunken. See, that's why I gave those bonuses to some of the developed television and other sorts of radio development, because that is putting energy in, or putting resources into developing some of these technological capabilities. It was available in at least 4 major versions, designated 202, 212, 220, and SN, and rarely used FUG 228 Liechtenstein. Okay. FUG is short for Funkgerät, or radio set. Okay. Early FUG 202 Liechtenstein units were not deployed until 42. They were operated for maximum RF output power of 1.5 kilowatts on the 61 centimeter wavelength. Okay. Antennas consisting of 32 elements mounted in 4 groups of 8. Okay. Okay. Basically, it's all of these things sticking out of there. It was a very limited radar, and as maybe you can sort of kind of tell by its positioning here, instead of having points all over the aircraft, it's a very directional radar, if I understand correctly, meaning it's looking out in front of you. So a lot of what they still use was the Canhuber type line elements of the, and not necessarily, well, I think the Canhuber very much is so, but they also changed to some other box formations or something. But so that the ground control would still sort of tell, they could see where the German aircraft is and see where the Allied bombers were, and get them pointed and headed in the right direction, so that get sort of kind of around where they were, and then instead of having to fly underneath them, you can see right there, it looks like there's a gun mount. Instead of having to fly underneath them and shoot up at them, which they would, the early stuff they were doing that to just see the flames, exhaust flames coming out of the engines. Sort of little flickering lights you could see. You didn't have to get nearly as close. You didn't have to like sneak up on the, and there's also I think guns down here. Sneak up on the bombers and get so close that the anti-aircraft gunners on the bombers could shoot you. Obviously they could still shoot you if they spot you. A lot of the night fighters you'll see with very long exhausts coming off the engines. Can't really see them here, but maybe a little bit there, and actually going back over to the rear of the wings. Don't think that's one of them, but and out, so that way that none of the telltale exhausts wasn't going to be seen by the Allied gunners that were opposing them. So to keep the aircraft as invisible as much as possible at night. So they were doing all of that. Okay, so aviation air search radar gain 50. That's good bonus. Albert Speer. Historically, he became the armaments and munitions minister, or munitions minister of armaments and munitions in 1942. A title that followed the following year to Minister of Armaments and War Production. Because, just if you don't know, armaments are an old-fashioned term for weapons. Could be swords, if you go way back when. Could be rifles, could be tank guns, whatever. Munitions are the things that you shoot out of the armaments. That would be, in the olden days, arrows, though they probably wouldn't have called that munitions back then. But, the sort of the ammo, abbreviated as such. But so, rifle rounds, bombs, whatever else. That's it now. But you notice it says, and war production. So, especially if you're going to a total war situation, he's now in charge of anything that is war production. And anything that isn't war production, why are you producing it in the middle of a war that you're losing? Oh, well, we're, and the SS and people did continue to produce things, at least for a while. Alaric Porcelain, very old, very respected porcelain manufacturer, often plates, but often figurines. The SS bought that company before the war and made Alaric Porcelain. We can get more into that some other time, and I do know they continued on that into the war. I don't know exactly when or if they specifically stopped at some point, but that is something outside of Speer's control. Anything the SS is directly owning and doing is outside of Speer's control. But war production could be, anything. Cars, trucks. So trucks wouldn't fall under armaments and munitions, but it's obviously a war production element to deal with, how many trucks do you need, motorcycles, anything like that. When he was charged not only with armaments production, transportation, and placement, but also with the final authority over raw materials and industrial production. Yeah, so he now becomes tries to become what is the myth that I've talked about of the most best organized state in the world has ever known. He tries to develop it because it's now theoretically all in his hands. He is good. He may be even very good. But it is more that he just has the single authority and not many competing authorities. When you have limited high quality steel, where does it go? Does it go to tanks, or does it go to the shipyards to build, whether it's submarines or capital ships? Well, Speer, to a point, before then they were struggling because, we need submarines. Well, yes. We also need this new battleship. Yes. But what do you need? Or do you need tanks, or do you need artillery barrels? What do you need most? And they were previously all competing. Now it's all under Speer. Now that doesn't mean that Speer, like we've talked about, still doesn't have ultimate authority, and he's still fighting the various Gauleiters to shut down unproductive plants, to focus only, or whatever. He's still battling through his whole time until basically he gives up. He's battling the whole time with dealing with various competing factions. The one, like I said, the one faction he has no control over is the SS, but other ones he gets more and more control over it, and then he starts losing towards the end control over some of it, because the SS is sort of taking over some of the functions, meaning the SS sort of takes over some of the production elements or control of the super weapons, the wonder weapons, the Wunder weapons. You know, so the V1, V2. So they start taking over, start taking away from some of his stuff. But so excellent, we just have that. And I think that's going to be the time we're going to end this episode. I believe it's gone on long enough. I want to thank everyone for watching. I want to thank you for liking the videos. I really do appreciate that. And of course, please post questions, suggestions, ideas, comments, corrections down in the bottom. Love hearing from you. See you next time for more Hearts of Iron.